I'm Amber Zedek. I'm a product development engineer at Tikkun Olam Makers.
And I'm Michelle Levy. I'm the Director of Design Strategy at Tikkun Olam Makers. And we're here today to tell you about our organization and some of the amazing things that we do.
Tikkun Olam Makers is a global network of communities dedicated to improving people's lives by making affordable, open source technology accessible to everyone. To illustrate how and why we do this, we are going to use one of our flagship products, the Toddler Mobility Trainer, or sometimes we call it the TMT. This project began in Israel with Zohar over here and his physical therapist. And he has cerebral palsy, and he is just one of 18 million individuals in the world that are living with cerebral palsy. And in the US, that's about 1 in every 345 children. So it's a huge, huge problem. And there are huge challenges with it. But kind of taking a step back, 1.3 billion people in the world live with a disability, which is, again, roughly around 16% of the population, which is 1 in every 6 people. So anybody that you see on the street, one every 6 people is living with a disability. And it's somebody recently said to me, and I've really resonated with it, is that having a disability is something that anybody can have at any time, and it's the only population that you could become. It doesn't discriminate against people, whether you're black or white, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, you can have a disability. 80% roughly of the people in the world that have disabilities are living in an area where they can't get access to the care or access to the products that they need. And that's where Tom steps in. At Tom, we prioritize making use of existing resources and making affordable and accessible products, and solving individual needs with solutions that are then shared freely with the rest of the world. In that way, Oliver over here from New York City can benefit directly from the low-cost technology developed for our other friend Zohar. Our goal is that we live in a world where assistive technology is accessible and affordable to everyone everywhere, as easy as clicking a button, downloading a file, and sending it to print. So how does this work? At Tom, we develop solutions alongside our need knowers, and we call need knowers people that have an intimate understanding of the challenge. So that could be Zohar himself, but because Zohar is so little, he might not be able to communicate the challenge. So the need knower in his case would be his caregivers or his parents. And those are the people that are directly experiencing the challenge. We build communities that source local people like Zohar. And we bring makers in their community together into small groups that work alongside the need knower as well as the caregivers and the care professionals. Following our product development process, they work with the need knowers to ideate creative ways to adjust their needs. And the result is a custom designed product which addresses the needs of our need knower. Solving local problems using local resources and local talent and everybody gets to participate from a variety of different disciplines. So it's industrial designers, it's students, it's engineers, it's makers, just hobbyists, and everybody can come together to solve one unmet need. And something that really sets Tom apart from most other organizations is that we have this documentation system that makers track and publish their solutions from the very start of their ideation process through the finished product, so that at the end there's a guide that looks like that, a guide that is kind of IKEA style that takes the maker step by step as to how to make the product. So where to get the materials, how to prep the materials, and ultimately how to build the entire thing. And that product file is on our website. It can be downloaded in the click of a button, and anybody in the world can access it for free. And we have a whole portfolio of products that are like our Toddler Mobility Trainer, but even simpler. You may have seen our 3D printed devices, things that require no outsourcing whatsoever. Some things, again, require laser cutting or 3D printing or a variety of other manufacturing techniques, but are all maker friendly And just by connecting with a local school or maker space, we're able to make them. So that Oliver over here can benefit from the solutions and become independent in New York City. And so can thousands of other kids around the world benefit from the same technology that our friend Zohar was the original need knower. This is a video. Hopefully the audio works. I think best captures this process and this product.
So
We're going to begin this part with a story about a breakthrough idea to help young children with disabilities. The program that is something that is now changing the lives of some incredible young kids.
Children with mobility challenges under the age of 4 do not have access to commercial wheelchairs. They often rely on their parents and caretakers to move around space, whether it's in their homes or at the daycare. The toddler mobility trainer allows children as young as 6 months old to develop a sense of independence and self-efficacy.
Half is down. Didn't know if Faire is there, but in 3D. No, they're not.
technical issues.
I think it was easy. Should be good.
Number.
Yeah.
Make it look good.
We're going to begin this hour with a story.
Whether it's in their homes or at the daycare. The toddler mobility trainer allows children as young as 6 months old to develop a sense of independence and self-efficacy.
איתן היה ילד מאוד שקט בתחילת שנה וסגור. מבחינה חברתית הוא נעשה הרבה יותר פתוח, הוא נמרץ והוא רץ והוא ביחד עם החברים והוא משתובב ויש בו הרבה הומור. זה מילא אותו, זה מילא חיים ממש. גם בבית, עם המשפחה, ההורים מתלהבים כל כך שהילד בבית יכול לנוע ולשחק עם האחים ולהיות בחברה שלהם בלי שכל פיפסים יצטרכו להשגיח עליו.
Something that helps Jackson, become more mobile and feel happen to the other things that he's going to be offered. It's helped his development.
זה מכשיר משנה חיים.
The TMT is a total game changer. It was designed to be easily replicable and affordable using globally accessible materials and technology. To date, we delivered hundreds of toddler mobility trainers in Israel, the United States, and across the world. The impact goes far beyond the children who receive the toddler mobility trainers. Calm communities all over the world come together. Students, hobbyists, professionals, even high schoolers, and do build parties. It's a community engagement event that brings people together and builds bridges. The TMT is a small device that has a big impact. It gives the gift of independence to families and children all over the world.
We're going to begin this hour with
All right. So just to give you guys a little snapshot of our current impact, we're in 34 countries with partners and communities. We're on over 80 campuses, and we have thousands of projects on our portfolio and in the works. We've got 10,000 or more volunteers, and to date, we've delivered over 300,000 solutions to individual users. So just a little background of why we do what we do and how we do it. We have some core principles that kind of are in everything we do. And those are that we focus on neglected challenges. So these are problems that don't have an existing solution in the marketplace that is affordable and accessible. And we are guided by human-centered design thinking. So keeping the user at the center of the process, not just as a recipient and a feedback kind of element, but they're involved as a co-designer throughout the process until they receive it, and even afterwards. That's also ties into participatory design. So we work with the need knower, we work with care professionals, volunteers. Everybody has a way to contribute to the process. And everything was open source. So this is super important for us. We are not gatekeeping any of these solutions. They're available on our site. Anyone can download them, modify them, re-upload them with modifications. And like this, we just create this kind of living library of solutions that could help so many more people. And lastly, frugal innovation. So it's really important for us that frugal innovation is considered throughout the product development life cycle. So not just at the end, we're not just like making something try to be cheaper, but like thinking about that as you make the whole thing. So like materials, you think about access in different communities and what might be available. So we're always trying to keep it like low cost, crowdsource when we can, and that's really a guiding principle for us. I wanted to highlight one other product that we have, which is our Tom custom art prosthesis. This is a fun, fancy animation that someone made for us. So the prosthesis came about when a need knower named Noam, who is an amputee wounded in combat, he wanted a prosthesis to wear when he got home at night. So his prosthesis was super technical, and he was able to get one subsidized by the government for his needs. But when he came home, he wanted to take it off and get to comfy clothes, and he wanted to feel comfortable and independent still without that technical prosthesis. So he came to Tom in Israel and was like, help me. And we developed something called the pajama prosthesis for him. And now it's been modified many times. It's our custom arm prosthesis. So what was available on the market was just simply too technical and too uncomfortable at the end of the day. So this is Noam. And for Noam, that's where our prosthesis came about. We made something for him. And then Boone in Singapore wanted something similar, so that same prosthesis was modified for him. And then Moshe wanted to play the guitar. So some of our developers, volunteers in Israel, created an end unit that attached to the same prosthesis that would enable him to play the guitar. And then for Esther, she wanted to be able to cook and eat freely with the same lightweight prosthesis. So another end unit was created. And all of this is created by volunteers, professionals, students, to solve these individual needs. And then Shula wanted to be able to grip foods while cutting them with her other hand. Super niche, but super universal when you think about it. So now we have this end unit that grips whatever you need to hold in place so that you can cut with your other hand. And finally, Eliran, who wanted to play basketball. For him, the prosthetic was modified even further to be like stationary, so the end unit is attached to the prosthesis for stability. But again, just like using this technology that was already developed by our communities, modifying it and making someone else's like hobbies, like just getting back to the routine that we wanted so easily. And so we've showed you some of our products. I wanted to talk a little bit about how we do things, and we're all about kind of unlocking the potential that is underused in our community. So whether that's maker spaces and universities and facilities that are simply underutilized on off seasons, on summer breaks, and people who have time and the intent and the desire to help. And we're trying to kind of funnel these resources and these people into projects where they can really make an impact. So you all might be wondering, how can I get involved? So some of the ways that we work is we have an amazing university program. So the university program was developed 5 years ago when we realized that universities are like a real hub of underutilized resources and has this amazing base of people who are motivated and excited and have access to technology. So we find an amazing program. Currently, we have 74 students in the program across the U.S. We're on 57 campuses. We are in 7 countries, speaking 17 languages. So it's a really exciting program. And it allows students to learn as a cohort. So every year, You can apply to be a fellow. You work together across the fellowship with in-person and online trainings. We have lots of cross-campus collaboration and events that happen, make-a-thons, and we provide, as Tom Global, a lot of curated resources. They have a toolkit, they have a website, and we're constantly providing mentorship and connecting with different care organizations to really help make it an amazing experience for the students. We also have a faculty forum, which we launched last year, which is super exciting for us. Again, this is a way to engage professors and university faculty who want to get involved in the TOM process. Maybe they have a TOM fellow on their campus, or maybe not. They're just looking for ways to give back. And this is a really exciting program. So provides opportunities for faculty to collaborate on research. And we've seen with our faculty events, like a lot of people are working on similar things, and they can really come together to make things happen so much quicker. They can serve as advisors and mentors to TOM fellows and community groups. We're trying to integrate TOM into university curriculum. So we have a product development process that we're trying to implement so more people can think this way and make this way. We just had our first faculty forum retreat, which was an amazing way to get people together who are coming from the same kind of mindset to really make things happen. And we also have funding available for faculty members who want to collaborate. Another way is to host a build workshop. So we talked a little bit about that. It was shown in the video. So a build workshop is a great community building event and has a lot of impact. So the TMT is kind of ready-made for a community event, but we have 65 products on our portfolio right now that are verified and maker ready, along with hundreds of others in various levels of development. But you can kind of choose what might be helpful for your local community, get people together in a university, in a makerspace, in the community center, and really come together around this goal of making things together and distributing them to people in need in your community. Here in Miami, I just wanted to shout out, we have some fellows at FIU and at Miami-Dade College who are doing amazing things, and we've been so happy to come into the fray with Moonlighter. And we are going to be having a TMT build workshop later this summer, date TBD, but we're going to have a great opportunity to build TMTs, deliver them to local children who need them, and really just, again, come together with like-minded people for good. And another shout out, we have a really exciting global innovation challenge going on. We have a Miami edition. You can submit any project that you've created, something you have in the works right now, or something you've already developed in the past that may fit into kind of our product line. If you submit it, upload into our website. We offer mentorship and prizes, and it's a great opportunity to contribute work that you've done and also get exposure to other people in the field and win a prize, but that's always fun. That's all for today. We wanted to show you the TMT up close also. We were thinking to build it together today, but the tropical rainstorm had other plans, so we built it partially, leaving off a couple of things. So we thought if anyone wants to come up and see it, these are like the assembly guides that you can download on our website that tell you how to make the parts, how to assemble the whole thing. Yeah, and you can come and see it up close. This has been a really life-changing product.